Okay, so let's start it off right here. I think we need to give a big round of applause. A big round of applause to the MVP of this episode of Dragon Ball Super. And I'm sure everybody by now can figure out who was the MVP of this episode. Android 17. 17 in this episode. He was the best thing about the episode. It was like 17 is just savage. He was trying to do like, I think it shows, and I don't know if it was accidental or if it was just in his character to begin with or whatever, but I felt as though it showed some development and him taking some lessons of what happened to him in the past and what happened in general and applying it into the fights that we have here. Because when the magical chicks was all trying to do their little ritual to power up and shit like that, 17 came through like, that's not happening, and tried to stop it. And I felt as though that was him taking, like, you know, look at the disaster of what happened with Cell, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a pretty bad disaster. So maybe you could argue that that was some development on 17's side, trying to stop it to begin with. And then, of course, you had everybody coming in on him like, yo, what are you doing with Goku? Oh, man. We had this discussion last week, and we need to bring it up again. Goku needs to take this more serious and stop thinking of this as like one big old orgy, because that's how Goku is acting when he was like, no, what are you doing? Like, I want to see them get stronger. I'm like, you realize, and I feel like I'm going to beat a dead horse with this, but once again, Son Goku, the hero to all of us, you realize everyone's lives is on the line, right? Your entire universe is on the line, right? Unless there's something that he knows that obviously us viewers don't really know. But come on, bro. Like, I don't know if he's just thinking in the back of his mind that about the Super Dragon Balls, if they win, you know, everybody will be restored, or if he's thinking that Zeno's really not gonna go through with all of this or what. But come the fuck on. He's one convincing 17. Yeah, our enemies, let them get stronger. I want, you know, I want to get, I'm like, I can't even talk right now. It's driving me nuts. It's like, I get it. That's completely in Goku's character. He wants, that's what Goku's all about. He wants a great fight. But at the same time, I think back and it's like, bro, remember what happened with Cell? No? Hey, remember, you know, Frieza when he got a little bit from Majin Buu? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things about Goku with this tournament that I'm like, bro, take it a little more serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking people are getting destroyed in there. You know what I'm saying? The universe is on the line, and he's like, I want them to get strong again. Where's Jiren? I want to fight Jiren. It's like, seriously, bro, take it a bit more serious. I mean, the first half of the episode, because honestly, I'm a little bit mixed with this episode. First half of the episode, it felt like one giant homage to the magical girl genre, the Sailor Moons, the Madoka Magicas, you know, that transforming girls genre, and it was a little bit like, and I think that's why 17 was actually a breath of fresh air in the episode when he was like, Pa, we don't want this shit right now, what are you doing? We ain't letting this happen, and he tried to stop them. At the same time, it was also prolonging, like, oh shit, now we gotta go through this entire ritual all over again. Kind of a little bit frustrating for the first half of the episode, having to deal with seeing this shit, and I'm like, I wasn't too fond of the first half of the episode. Second half of the episode, especially 17 going savage after he spoke with his sister, like, 17 again, like I said in the beginning of this video, ruled this episode. He saved this episode. He was the bomb in this episode, taking out 2 of those magical girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, 17 when he was like, I thought about the animals in the forest and shit, and it kind of stopped me, but yeah, I'm about to get serious, and he was just BAM! Like, that's what I love. That's more of what I want to see. And of course, that's obviously because 17 is different from Goku. Goku is a battle-hungry Saiyan. 17 just wants to get this shit done and, you know, play by, not necessarily the book, but play by his own book of just, let's fuck these motherfuckers up and let's get this shit done. You know what I mean? So, mad respect for Android 17 in this episode. I mean, the foes that they were facing, it seems as though Dragon Ball Super really wants to touch on many different things, and what I mean by that is, like, again, it felt like the first half of the episode was a big homage to the magical girl genre, and it seems as though they're using this tournament with all these different people to kind of play into a lot of different things. And if, in case you don't know, Toei, the people that produce Dragon Ball Super, they do Sailor Moon. They also have, I think, a show called Precure, which I believe is a magical girl show as well, so it was kind of them dibbing and dabbing in there, and again, it was like, the transformation was, we got one of them left, and the one in the middle kind of could be the strongest one. Well, she seemingly is, and she could be somewhat of a credible threat. I remember kind of not necessarily being hyped, but being a little bit excited about her power when we seen in the teaser many months ago, Vegeta fighting her. But even so, Vegeta was Super Saiyan fighting her, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really that big of a, like, oh my gosh, you know, if it was Super Saiyan Blue or something, it'd be a little bit different, but it's just kind of like, again, like, and I feel like I'm running in a circle with this one. First half of the episode, kind of meh, because it was just one big transformation. The 17 interruption was good, so it wasn't completely just like snore fest or anything like that. And again, it's to each his own, because some people, they might have thought it was amazing to see that in Dragon Ball Super, the magical girl thing. And also, I guess I liked how they made it seem like, oh, this is something totally different and shit. So there was a couple of interesting things about it, but for the most part, it was like one big 12-minute, 11-minute ritual. And I'm like, Second half, though, 17 going in. Just a lot of the action pieces in this episode is what saved it from being a, not necessarily bad, but an average episode to a okay, good episode, because 17 just went fucking ham. I loved it. I loved the action, his the animation of him moving around and shit. It was pretty damn good, so I guess I gotta just say 17 for the win, because that's really the only thing that comes to my mind with this episode. I feel as though it was two pieces of different episodes. It was the Magical Girl episode, and the 17 is a monster animal. I love this motherfucker episode, and we still got a little carryover into the next week, but hopefully, because we already got through the ritual and shit, it won't be like this week's episode, because they already did the ritual and shit, and maybe this girl will be a somewhat credible foe, but we just gotta wait and see. I'm just curious to see more 17. I want to see more 17, and I want to see 18 act a little bit more like 17. It seems as though 17 retained a lot of the qualities of who he was from even back then, even though, because the difference between him and 18, I know I'm breaking down these characters right now, but it is interesting when she walks up to him and you think about it, like, 18's changed quite a bit, 17's changed somewhat, but he's still a lot of what he used to be. He's a ruthless motherfucker. Yes, he cares about something now, but he's a little more ruthless. I wouldn't say that 18 is like him, and it's interesting because they both have families now. They both have different, you know, lives compared to what they were back then, you know, being just some cyborgs for Dr. Gero and shit like that. So some things has changed. It's just that 17 is way more epic. Like, 18 is a bae, okay? Like, we know this, you know? Krillin got lucky as a motherfucker to be able to stick it up in there, but 17 is just that savage that I think I've been wanting, and he kind of went up the ranks for me as far as like a really awesome character because of this episode. So everything about 17 in this episode is great. It saved the episode, it made the episode exciting and interesting, and overall kind of outweighed the magical girl drawn out ritual that it was like, why didn't they listen to Beerus? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then we get the little shots of the Pride Troopers like, yes, that is prideful. I'm like, I could go and rewatch Sailor Moon if I want to see some magical girl stuff again. 17 kicking their ass. Was it worth it? I guess let's start off with a big question. Was it worth the half the episode of the ritual of these magical girls, you know, and all this shit, for 17 kicking their ass and even interrupting the ritual to begin with? Did that make it worth it because we got to see a more angry and a more crazy, savage 17 than we've seen up until this point, at the very least now in Dragon Ball Super? You know, he was like that more early on, you know, in Dragon Ball Z. Was that worth it? Also, I'm really curious people's thoughts on this episode, because I have seen some mixed reactions. I've seen some people say that because of the magical girl stuff, they just wasn't fucking with this episode. They were like, nah, that first half is trash, nah, or 17 just killed it for you, and it was like, hell's fucking yeah, this is an awesome episode. I'm mixed with it. It was a good episode. It could have been awesome if we didn't have to bear with all of the ritual shit, and just, they weren't the most interesting characters to me. Maybe you loved it, maybe you thought it was amazing, but to me, I wasn't really feeling the magical girl shit. Again, I've seen some magical girl shows, and they can be cool, but I don't want to see it necessarily at Dragon Ball Super. And your overall thoughts of all of this. What do you think about the argument that I presented a little bit ago in this video regarding Goku? Like, bro, you didn't learn from Cell? You didn't learn from anything? Like, what do you think? You think Goku should have learned more? Why is he allowing these people to power up? Or you think maybe it's just that he was confident? He wanted them to get stronger because he knew, as of right now, I could, you know, annihilate these motherfuckers. They're nothing to me. Your overall thoughts of the episode. Good episode. Could have been great if the first half wasn't what it was. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Android 17. Keep being a savage, buddy, because I kind of liked it. It was pretty fucking awesome. Have an awesome one, people.